All right, welcome to another edition of Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, very special Halloween edition. And Steve Ludwig, the host of Classic Pop Culture Radio, please introduce our distinguished panel.
As soon as they get here.
That's right.
However, I'll tell you who's here right now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, beloved Mr. Ginsberg. No, we have we have the petite Nicole Bass,
There you go.
Hello, darlings out there in internet land.
That's right.
the one and only Vinny the Guido,
Like there's one Vinny.
There you go.
and the queen of horror bloggers from Nightmare Nook, Zainab Ali.
All right,
Hello,
all
Zainab,
right.
darling.
And Zainab, tell us about your horror blog.
Well, I embarked on the horror blog, the Nightmare Nook horror blog, a year ago, and basically it was my way of paying homage to the movies of yesteryear, as opposed to the movies that come out today. I wanted to basically talk about movies that we all grew up loving and watching, and basically pay tribute to those and just write my take on it, connect with the horror community, and share our fears, similar fears. And my first horror movie was actually this.
All right, so this is Jess Franco's Count Dracula with Christopher Lee, and this is kind of rare, and even odder is the fact that on the back of this, we discovered that they had the wrong information. They said that Peter Cushing is in it, which was a horror,
No.
which was a Hammer horror.
Yes.
So, interesting. Tell us a little about this film.
Believe it or not, this was my first horror movie at 4 years
Really?
old.
And that's kind of rare, that film, so.
It's actually, the thing is they still sell them, but back in the day when I lived in Queens, I was only 4 years old, and I remember going to the video store with my mom.
Where do you live now?
I live in East Meadow, unfortunately.
East Meadow, Long Island, New York.
Yeah.
Long
This is the internet.
You gotta
Yeah.
say it right.
With a Brooklyn accent. Yeah.
The
But,
island of Long, I call it.
But the thing is, I remembered I was at the video store and I was just browsing, and I see I see the video cover of a man in a coffin. This cover right here. This cover right here.
And why did that appeal to you? Yeah.
That's the
She's
thing.
Zainab
That's what I'm
being
afraid of.
Zainab.
Yeah.
All I remembered is I kept saying, I'm like, Mom, I want to get that. And at 4 years old, I don't know how she allowed me to do it. My parents, to this day, they know I love her.
And Jess Franco's
I
kind
did
of
that
rough.
with porn videos. No.
Yeah. Jess
that
Franco,
would be
there's
true.
always a lot of nudity and extreme violence in certain.
Jess Franco, see, the thing is, God
Tell us
rest
about
his...
him. Tell us about him.
God rest his soul. He was, he's been dubbed as sleazy because of the kind of movies that he
He did
made.
some actual porn.
He did, and some of his movies were very
wait, who
overly
did
erotic.
porn?
Jess Franco,
that's
the
right,
director.
that's right. I want to know that.
Back it up. Back it up.
All of a sudden,
All of a sudden.
Yeah. Jess Franco, the horror director.
Okay.
He passed away in 2013. God rest his soul.
Did he
but
pass away from doing porn?
well, God knows what he.
It's just a question.
God knows. At his age,
Drugs,
at his age,
You're going to get us sued. They're kidding, folks. Yeah.
I'm all right.
All right, let Zainab talk. I'm
But
sorry.
at his age, he produced a lot of over erotic films, with the exception of this one. And he did create a masterpiece with this one. But his other movies,
Is
they
that
were
still produced? This particular video?
yes,
Still-
it's
still being released.
Still being
Still being
released.
released.
Yes,
Wait, did they remaster it and put it on Blu-ray yet or no? Do you know?
they must have. They probably did. I'm so
I've
used
always
to watching
found it.
this.
I've always found it kind of hard to find this film.
It's you could find this even ordered on Amazon, but on
With
my
the
blog.
age of the internet, you find it hard? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. I just don't know when to shut up.
Well, there is a misprint on this. I wonder
We
if
just
it's-
talked about
Yeah,
that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could find it actually on my blog. There's a tab where you can watch horror movies online, and this will
Where's
be
your
there.
blog?
It's the NightmareNookHorrorblog.com.
Say it slow, I'm sorry.
NightmareNookHorrorblog.com.
Nook, N-O-O-K.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Nookie.
Not Nookie. Not what I'm used to,
I have to say, I read Zainab's blog religiously, and what a great writer she is, first of all. But there's
you
always
go.
something fun on there, and if you're a horror fan, it's one-stop shopping. She tells you movies, stories. It's just great.
Yeah, she writes her own stories on
Yeah.
there too, folks. It's amazing.
awesome,
She's a
awesome.
really great writer.
Anything produced?
Not yet. I am actually going to, once I finish writing my compilation of stories, I'm actually going to embark on an audiobook. So that I would also sell to my fans, to all the horror community, people who like to listen to actual scary stories on tape.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Is there anybody on this couch that might be reading the audiobooks for you?
Yeah.
Can you read
Mr.
to
The
me?
Guido?
She already nominated me. Yeah, you got that right. She nominated me already. I'm like, really? I'm like, can't you do it? She's like, no, I want you to do it. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what would probably be a great idea for your blog? Just do little pieces, and then you'll have the compilation already started, and it would probably be easier.
My mind is in the gutter right now.
Kind of like a sneak preview, sort of.
Yeah.
Every time I hear compilation, I just, never mind. My mind is just in a bad place right now.
Enzo, stop it.
Honey, don't make me beat you on camera.
So what's your take on the Hammer films? I love Hammer. Some people find it a little slow because they're used to the 2014 slash and burn horror films. I love Hammer.
I love Hammer. I love old school horror movies as opposed to new school, which I support the independent horror movies of today, but I cannot watch what's in the theater. Too much of the horror movies have been marred by special effects.
Okay.
I like Hammer too. No, I'm kidding. Just playing.
He is an asshole. He really
Yes,
is.
I am. Yes, I
And
am.
in case you don't know who this asshole is, he's an indie wrestling manager, Vinny the Guido, who also does stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Google asshole, you'll find Vinny the Guido.
Exactly.
You'll see, it'll define it in the dictionary.
We're not talking about Vinny, though. We're talking about Zainab.
Zainab.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes.
No. You know, he
That's
helps
code for
promote
let
my
it
blog,
talk,
though.
Betty.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
He helps promote my blog, though. He always
you go.
helps. Because of him, I have so many fans and everything, and everybody else that finds me on Facebook and Twitter. So they're a fan of my blog, and so it's a second career for me. So
There you go.
I thought dealing with me, I thought I was like a second child.
it's more like my cross to bear.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
I was just watching Abby with William Marshall, who played Blackula. How did you like the American International Pictures horror films? Very low budget. Some of them were a little cheesy, but all in all, what'd you think of those?
I like those actually because they were real.
Okay.
They were real, they were original, even if they were low budget. I actually am a fan of the low budget horror movies, I won't lie.
American International used to do movies on 20 grand, and they would make fortunes of money.
Because the thing is, like I said, those movies from back in the day were very real. They were
Oh, yeah.
not pretentious, they were not overdone. It didn't look like, when you were watching those kind of movies, it didn't look like you were going on a bad acid trip. You know, not that we do acid here, but I'm just, you know what I mean.
You know, I got a good question for Evan. Evan, what's your thought on today's horror movies with the CGI crap that they have?
I get bored. I'm tired of stuff blowing up. I'm tired of
Remakes are
CGI.
horrible remakes.
If you ask me off the top of my head, I would say Horror of Dracula, the original Halloween, John Carpenter, Dawn of the Dead. These are the kind of movies that I just love.
To me, it's the 80s and 90s of horror movies were really great, and then after that just became crap with the CGI. As soon as that CGI stuff came out.
I'll tell
it
you,
was
The
crap.
Walking Dead is great because you deeply, deeply care about the characters, and at any given moment, one can die. It's like if you're watching Star Trek and all of a sudden they killed Spock or McCoy, you're bugging out. They just killed the second lead, the third lead.
Did you see
So-
the crappy remake of Carrie? That was like the
I didn't
drizzling
see it. I
crap.
didn't
Like,
see
it
it.
was
It was-
bad.
I'll tell you something. I watch it because the bad acting is so entertaining, and I just think that,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
comedy.
It's comedy, like Sharknado. That was comedy. Meanwhile, it wasn't.
and
supposed to
even the new Piranha movie, which
I
was
actually
loaded
like
with
that.
nudity. Yeah, because it had a lot of
be.
nudity.
Exactly. It's exactly why I liked it.
Had a lot of,
porn.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. It was overdone. I mean, with the new Carrie, I just think that you should let the classics rest in peace. If you're going to make a remake, do it once and that's it. But
Speaking of that, I was watching Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and I actually found it disturbing because it was like they're lovingly showing, you know,
Yeah.
the murders, and it's like there are real serial killers out there. You know, this is, you know, it was almost like you're rooting against the people. you know, it's like they're slashing, and every aspect of it is like lovingly filmed, and I just found it a little disturbing.
It was a little. The thing
He
with Rob
watches
Zombie
horror
is.
and finds it disturbing.
Jeez,
But
that's a mind boggler.
What's wrong with this?
That's a mind boggler.
I'm using
What'd
that
you
as
do?
point.
Smoke a joint
No,
outside?
what I'm trying to say is,
Good one, Nicole. Good one.
if you look at Universal horror, you look at Hammer horror,
so bad.
there was elegance, there was class to it. It wasn't violence for the sake of violence. You follow what I'm saying?
The
I
thing
must be
No.
watching the wrong movies.
I remember Evan,
No, I don't follow.
Evan did tell me after the third time he watched Halloween 2.
That's
Rob
right.
Zombie.
Yeah.
3 is enough.
That's it. I've had it.
Well,
Sometimes, Evan, you make me just scratch my head like.
That doesn't make sense.
well, the thing is with the thing is with Rob Zombie movies, Rob Zombie takes us into a very dark territory. He is actually, I know he definitely likes. He's very fascinated with serial killers and everything. And he takes us to a very dark, disturbing territory, which I like his work. I won't lie.
I do
I
too.
like
I'm
the-
a
I
Rob
like the
Zombie fan.
music.
I
I like
Yeah, I like the
his
music.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
music.
music.
I like his music.
I'm not a big-
His first Halloween, I liked. The second one, it just did nothing for me.
The second one was sad, but it was in some cases it was overdone. Like the first scene, like you mentioned, the stabbing scene. Come on, how many times do we have to see the nurse getting stabbed? Two,
At
3 times
least
is enough.
20.
It was. He was
I
like
want to
going.
see some real blood.
But that's the thing. He was just doing it over and over and over. I'm like, enough already. She's
So you had
dead.
the same reaction I did.
She's dead already. Stop
Yeah.
with the stabbing. How many times are you going to stab the poor woman?
Yeah.
And another thing I noticed with the second one is that Michael Myers actually grunted. You heard he spoke in that movie. You never hear him in any of the Halloween movies. He never speaks.
Interesting.
So,
How do you spell the grunt?
I'm sorry?
The grunt, like when you do your blog, do you have to spell the grunt that he made?
Oh, I didn't write about him yet, so.
Yeah.
Not yet.
How do you spell
That's what it sounds like.
We are
What
so
are some of
bad.
your favorite horror movies?
I'm sorry. Me and Nicole Bass in the same room. This is
There you
bad.
go.
This is going really bad. This is a bad place right now.
You know, I just wanted to
comedy
do a
Halloween hour?
shameless plug here. On this Tuesday's
Sure.
PlanetLudwig.com, Zainab is my guest. We pre-taped the interview, and she makes a great point. She uses the original Carrie movie and kind of parallels it with bullying. And we
Interesting.
actually had a
absolutely.
serious
Absolutely.
conversation about it, as far as well as other horror films.
And
but it was a great conversation
you
I
cared
had.
about the characters.
Yep. Yep.
They weren't nameless, faceless victims running through the woods, you know?
Well,
You
the thing
cared.
is, with Carrie, I mean, the movie is very tragic, especially if you've been a victim of bullying. I will say this for the sake of camera. You know, I know what that feels like.
Nicole's
I
told
was.
me the
Me
same
too.
thing,
I've been
yeah.
going. I'm 50
I was-
and been going through it for 50 years.
And
I was a
I
victim
bully
of-
Steve all the time. So.
Hey, the car ride up.
Listen, guys, I don't want to know what you guys do in the
It's on the
bedroom.
other
all right?
side.
That was the part of the
No,
deal
but
to
you
become
are. You know,
co-host.
I was-
honestly,
If you're
I'm
a
not.
victim-
As far as watching Carrie, and you're
Yeah.
talking about remakes and all
She's
of
talking
this,
the original.
I know the original.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going to I already know what happened at the end, and I'm sorry. It's not that I know what happened at the end. It's that I'm kind of thinking along the lines of you guys, where I don't want to see it again done. It was so good and priceless.
alone. Leave the classic
Leave it alone.
alone.
And
Leave it
the
alone.
bullying from that film,
Yes.
you felt it.
The remake
I-
of Fright Night was the same
felt it.
thing. It was crap.
Yeah.
How could you kill the original Fright Night movies, the first one and the second one, and then do a remake and completely destroy it like they did with Carrie?
But the thing is, with Carrie, I mean,
horrible.
if you were a victim of bullying, which we have
You
been,
empathize with
We all
her.
have
You
been.
And-
really
Yeah,
empathize
yeah.
with Carrie.
and I'll tell you, I was every time that poor girl was being abused at home, she was being abused in school.
Sure. And she snapped.
Honestly, and it wasn't her fault. She wasn't the villain. She was not the bad guy. She was not some demon.
But
she
the
was
bottom
not a
line
bad
is you
guy.
cared. And in some of the 2014 horror movies, you just don't care.
I honestly cried. I mean, I've cried during. I've
Yeah, you
cried
can
watching
empathize
that.
for sure with
Yeah.
Carrie.
Yeah.
She was
yeah,
such.
totally.
I mean, you know, it was like you felt sorry for the victim. You felt sorry for what happened to her. She didn't deserve any of that. She didn't.
In
you know.
Walking Dead, the scene where they're looking for the little girl for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then they finally find her, and she's a zombie. It's like you were so emotionally caught up in it, you cared about it, as opposed to, oh, it's just a stupid zombie show. It's not. It's a great show. It's well written, and you care about the characters.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it is just mindless mayhem if there's no emotional interest
You
in
need
the
character
film.
development.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's what I was looking for, because the new Carrie did not have that. Everything was rushed. Everything was so prompt. There was no build-up. The acting was beyond horrible. And, you know,
That's
the
what made Carrie 2 a true horror movie.
Carrie,
Horrible, yeah.
Horribility.
Yeah, pretty much.
horribility.
Yeah.
But, you know, the new Carrie, you cannot feel sorry for her. She was so watered down. The girl was very normal. You know, she was very watered down. It was bad acting all around.
And another thing is, with a lot of modern horror films, they're so obsessed with the CGI and the
God, I
violence
hate
that it's actually not scary. When I saw Halloween, the original, in the theater, John Carpenter, people were jumping out of their seats.
Yeah.
The only
When I
person-
saw Dawn of the Dead, people were cheering in the audience.
The only person I actually think did good in that movie was Julianne Moore. Other than that, all the acting was horrible.
Even Julianne Moore, I was disappointed
As
with
the
her
mother.
But
acting.
she's a serious actress, though.
She
but-
was
I was
really good in
disappointed.
that. She was
You
like the
still-
only
you
one
still-
that
you
actually
still need
took
a
it home,
script.
but she saved somewhat of it.
It was too. She overacted. That
I
was
didn't.
the
I
thing.
didn't see it, to be honest.
If you want to, if you
So.
want, you know, your daily dose of entertainment, watch A Night of Bad Acting. Watch that movie.
Daily dose of entertainment, you say? She looks just like Irene Cara,
Honey.
folks. Look,
Irene
she looks
Cara,
like
there
Irene
you
Cara.
go.
She
Wait, keep on for a
does.
second. Hold
What
on.
if
Yeah.
she does?
Feeling.
Wait, hold on.
do.
Get the camera. She looks like
Sing.
Irene Cara with the hat on. She
Sing.
looks like Irene
Can
Cara.
you sing
I
Fame
got
for
a
us?
feeling.
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
It's what a,
Da-da-da-da-da.
it's what a
Come
feeling.
on.
It's not I got a feeling. It's what a feeling.
Oh, what a feeling. I got a feeling. Yeah, it
In
doesn't
case
matter.
you just
You look
tuned
like
in,
Irene Cara
This
with
is
the
Meet
hat
the
on.
Don't put me on the spot.
So,
Don't put me on the spot.
Steve, you have some
Here you
memorabilia
go.
to show us.
I do. I have some memorabilia, but actually, first, Evan, I think it's more important that we honor you. Monday is your birthday.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you so much.
Birthday chops!
How old are you?
I'm too old.
How old?
How old? Come on, say it.
Come
Evan.
on, say it.
Say it.
55.
You don't look it. You
55.
don't look
The
it.
speed limit.
And Nicole is going to lead us in a birthday.
Birthdays. Oh, wait. I get to taste the cake by accident.
There you go.
Just don't smash in his face.
Yeah,
That's
we want
very
to eat
sexy.
that.
Do that
This
again.
is good.
There you go.
This is some good stuff,
Thank you,
man.
Steve.
Wait, Nicole, that was very sexy.
Oh.
Do that again on camera. We want to get it on camera.
Go away. Go away. You're really annoying. Do you know that?
Yes.
What's your name again? Vito? Vito the Guido?
I just pulled his
This
chest
is
hairs.
Evan's birthday cake.
Says Happy Earth Day. Happy
Happy
Peace, baby.
birthday,
Happy birthday, Uncle Evan.
Uncle
Uncle Evan.
Aw.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
it's
Evan.
like a rib towards me that they're getting me back because I was supposed to show up for my birthday and I got
On
sick.
this show.
On this show. That was August 10th, and then I was going to be on 6 days later, and I got sick. So what do they invite me to but Evan's birthday, which
To
is
rub it in.
Halloween.
Evan, thank you for showing up for your birthday celebration.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It means a lot.
It
That's
means
right.
a lot to us that you
Thank
showed
you.
up.
It's going to mean a lot. Nicole, would you lead us in Happy Birthday song?
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Evan. Happy birthday to you. 'Cause you look like a monkey and you smell like one too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Beautiful,
much.
beautiful.
Do you want me to present it to you?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
Just don't
yes.
mess with it. We want to eat it.
Present it.
Then you
Tell
gotta,
him
I
I'm
just
scared.
corrected
No, you're good.
myself.
then you gotta get behind him, hold him down.
I don't
so
know.
you get
My
his birthday
mic is
chops.
on the floor.
We gotta give him
Please I
birthday
didn't
chops.
step on you.
We gotta
This
get.
is Evan's cake. Close up.
Yeah, 3D.
3D.
Yeah. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
happy birthday,
Thank you so
Uncle
much.
Evan.
Thank you.
Now I have to find out how I
Thank you
can
all.
put
You
the
gotta hold
mic
him.
in my boobs.
We gotta give him birthday chops.
Oh, that's
Who are you, an
that's
uncle?
okay.
Yeah,
want a
birthday
birthday
She might
kiss?
kill me.
Birthday
Wait.
chops.
Evan wants a birthday kiss. Come here.
Thank you.
Present, you can let Evan pin your mic.
Oh, yeah.
Ratings,
And
folks.
for your present,
That is
I
ratings,
get to
folks.
beat the
Ratings,
crap out of
that's
you.
ratings.
For free.
Ratings, that was
For
ratings.
free. I was going to put big lips on your forehead.
Yeah, my wife
but
would appreciate that.
I figured I didn't want to get my ass kicked by your wife.
That's right. That's right.
By the way, who are you an uncle to?
Well, actually, in 2 weeks, my oldest friend's nephew, Michael, it's his bar mitzvah, so I won't be here. And Steve's going to host the show. Tell us who you have on that
He's
day.
Uncle Tom. No, I'm
So
kidding.
he's-
Well, I'm going to attempt to sit in Evan's chair, but we're going to have a return of the great Harmonica Jones band, and we have a 10-year-old gymnast,
Cool.
Emma Cunningham. She's amazing. And we're working on one other guest that
And that's November
I'll
15th.
be a guest.
November 15th.
I'll be a
We're going to
guest.
have gymnast Nicole Bass
That's
will be
right.
here.
I could take my
Singer
leg
Nicole
and hold
Bass.
all the way up in the air. Did you know
You
that?
could do what?
I could take this leg or this leg and hold it all the way up
I
in
don't
the air.
believe you. I think you have to
Do you
prove
wanna
that.
see?
Yes,
I would
do.
love to see that. Absolutely.
But I need somebody to stand next to
Vinny,
so I don't
think that's
fall
why
over.
you're
That's it.
invited here.
That's it. Nominate me.
Yep. Go.
He's got
Why
all
can't
this
you
mic
walk,
stuff
Vinny?
going
All right.
on. Come on.
All right.
Come on, honey.
All right.
Pick
You
way
ready?
ahead so you can walk.
Oh,
Whoa.
it's my pants are too tight. If I like let them out, I could probably do better.
You did great, I think.
Okay.
Nicole. Okay. Sit. There you go.
Tired.
November 15th,
All
loose
this
pants.
running around.
I don't think I would have been a good partner. I was too short. He's taller than I am.
I just needed somebody so I didn't fall over.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So everybody,
He's at least
plug your
steadier.
stuff. Plug your radio show, Steve.
Thanks, Evan. PlanetLudwig.com, new show every Tuesday. Zainab Ali this Tuesday. We have May Pang coming up. We have Ginger Alden, Elvis's last girlfriend, who actually found him in the bathroom. We'll be talking about
Ay,
that.
ay, ay.
Yeah, so a lot of cool guests coming up.
Wow.
Thank you.
And Nicole,
PlanetLudwig.com.
website,
My
social media?
website, I don't have one. It crashed. But you can write me at MsBigBass@AOL.com. I'm available for appear. I'm cross-eyed. That's why it looks like I'm not looking at the
Right.
camera.
Right.
Everybody's like, what the hell is she looking at? Or they're pointing at the camera. I am cross-eyed, so you never know what I'm looking at. But I am available for appearances, stuff.
You're
Like
on
me.
Facebook.
And I'm on Facebook. I don't know the address, but
Nicole Bass.
I get. Oh,
right?
it's Nicole
How
Bass.
do you not
That-
know your own?
I'm new to the
Nicole
internet.
Bass
Or
Entertainer.
it's Facebook and Twitter, and you can
Nicole
tweet me.
Bass
That really came out
Entertainer?
dirty.
Is
but,
that
What?
Nicole Bass Entertainer? Is that your Facebook page?
No, Nicole Bass.
Just
Okay.
Nicole
Just
Bass.
Nicole Bass. I
Okay.
know, like I have a number after it, but I'm standing in the ring, giving everybody the finger.
All right.
So you
And
can't
Vinny?
miss it.
That's awesome.
Vinny?
Gotta
Honey.
do that one more time. It's
Yeah,
there
Vinny.
you go.
Honey. No.
Oh, anyway,
And my boobs go up and down when I
Now-
do that.
that's ratings. That's ratings, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ratings.
Do you want to see my piercings? No, I'm kidding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ratings. Vinny.
I am out of breath and tired, actually. But feel how sweaty I am from running around with the cake and making out with Evan.
That's right.
It's hard work.
Facebook.com/official Vinny the Guido. That's official Vinny the Guido after the backslash.
I thought your name was Enzo.
And so, well, that's Enzo Mori from NXT.
That's unofficial.
Yeah, I know, right?
I thought it was Roberto. No.
Roberto, exactly. If you
What were you talking about?
Oh, actually, we were talking about. Never mind. My mind's in the gutter again, folks. I'm sorry.
And
If
he's
you're looking
not
to book,
Italian
if you're
or a
looking to
man.
book people, like if you're a promoter out there, and you're looking to book, wrestlers. If you're looking to also book Nicole Bass,
I'll be
you
working
can
with
always
Vinny.
contact me or Evan Ginsberg, because we take bookings.
Oh
for
yeah,
Nicole.
Evan. You could contact Evan.
Yes.
He does my personal appearances. We've been
There you
together
Evan
go.
or
for
I,
a
yeah,
while.
it's fine.
Or Vinny.
Yep. It's top of the line talentbookings.com. Again, that's top of the line talentbookings with an S at the end .com. CapitolineTelebookings.com.
I've never
Check it out,
worked
folks.
with him. I've mostly
Yes.
worked with him.
Exactly.
And
Now we are. But, we're going from here on. My fiance's lovely website is nightmarenook.horrorblog.com. That's nightmarenook.horrorblog.com.
All one word.
Yes. She's also found on Facebook too.
The Nightmare Nook Horror Blog on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, it's facebook.com/the Nightmare Nook Horror Blog.
there you go.
All no spaces. Just
And Meet the Press continues after this commercial break with the Chamber of Horrors crew. You're going to enjoy this, folks. We will be right back. For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
Brooklyn, baby, don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your #1 resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the #1 supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive, selected for their unique, memorable flavor. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
And we are back with Legends TV and the Chamber of Horrors crew. And Miss Fortune, please introduce your fellow cast here.
Hello, I'm Miss Fortune, and these are my friends from Chamber of Horrors NY on 1745 Express Drive North in Hauppauge. What's up, guys? Hey!
And introduce them.
Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves? You know
I'm
more
known
about
as
yourselves
Mr.
than I do.
Mr. Mayhem.
Mr. Mayhem.
Okay,
Chaos.
okay.
I'm Deliria.
I'm No Chance. N-O-E.
No.
All right, all right.
And as I said before, I'm Miss Fortune, the mistress of evil. Woohoo!
And walk us through a typical night at the Chamber of Horrors. What can somebody expect when they buy a ticket and enter the chamber?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you like it in the dark?
Usually, yeah.
Then you'll love us. A lot of jumps, a lot of scares, a lot of darkness, a lot of me, a lot of them.
All right. All right.
I saw these guys on TV just the other day on the news.
Yeah.
Excellent segment.
There you go.
Which one?
Channel 11? PBS.
Yeah,
Yep.
buddy. 3 a.m. Gotta love it.
Okay, well, that's perfect for you guys, 3 a.m.
Hey.
I used to do 3 a.m. radio, and you know what was really scary? The people on the subway getting to the 3 a.m. radio.
Imagine driving with this stuff on.
That's right.
It's fun.
That's
A lot of people look, oh, hey, and I just wave. I'm like, what up?
That's awesome.
Driving my Volkswagen.
Tell us about Teddy over there. He looks like he's been through something.
Mom always told me to, hey, Mom always told me to be a
play well.
doctor. Never give up on your dreams.
Wow, wow.
They don't feed us.
Come on, you have to take a bite somehow. Carbs are the enemy, you know.
There you go. So what we're going to do is show a little clip from Chamber of Horrors to give the people out there a feel for what you guys do. Check this out, folks, a brief video clip. Chamber of Horrors at 1745 Express Drive North in Hauppauge, Long Island. Check it out.
The trilogy of fear is back. 3 times the terror for the price of 1. Chamber of Horrors, New York. So scary, you'll your pants.
You hear that on TV, they just turn the sound.
All right, and you guys got a 9.5 rating in LongIslandHauntedHouses.com. And what's the difference between a great haunted house like you guys have and a so-so haunted house? What does the 9.5 rating mean?
Well, we have the greatest actors ever! A lot of our actors make their own costumes. A lot of them are really, really into it. They love Halloween. This guy's hungry and he won't stop.
Right.
Yeah, look at you. You love your job. A lot of haunts rely on great sets. We rely on everybody. And everybody comes to work, they chug a Red Bull, and they're ready to go.
Yeah, that Red Bull.
Yeah.
There you go.
A literal
I want
Red
my money
Bull.
back. It didn't give me wings.
So I'm going to throw this out for everybody. When you think of great horror films, what are some of your favorites? Steve, you love horror.
My favorite of all time is The Exorcist.
Yes.
When it came out, it just scared me to no end.
I
Still
saw
love-
that
still my
I saw that
favorite.
in a drive-in, and I still haven't seen it. So
You've never seen
anyway.
The Exorcist?
No, I saw it in a drive-in, but I didn't actually see it.
You went to
But
The
on phone,
Exorcist,
yeah.
gotcha. But seriously, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Exorcist, without a doubt.
And anybody else? Great horror films?
I love Insidious because my favorite song
That's
is Tiptoe by the Window.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead.
Yeah, Evil Dead was great. Great.
Tiptoe Through the Tools was perfect in
Yes.
Insidious. Yep.
All right.
He's like sawing his fingernails. I love it. I do the same thing.
Okay, okay. And favorite horror films?
10 Commandments scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, it did. It did.
They
Scary
still do.
Cat.
Yeah.
And
I like
Exorcist.
the dark.
Exorcist.
Definitely.
All right.
Stigmata.
Stigmata.
Because they're always trying to get rid of me.
Okay. Okay. And as I said earlier, I love the original Halloween, Dawn of the Dead, Horror Dracula. I loved Hammer Horror. Is that too tame for you guys? The old Hammer films?
No, those are the best.
Really? Good.
Classics.
Glad to hear it.
Classics make the modern, my man.
Glad to hear it. Speaking of horror, have you ever had anything go wrong at a haunted house? Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Every day.
Look who I'm sitting next to.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
What's the craziest reaction you ever got at the Chamber of Horrors?
We can't tell.
Really?
Actually, no. Some person ate the wall.
Ate the wall?
Yeah, when I say ate the wall, kapoom!
Really?
Yeah, they looked at me and were like,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, and ran into our public bathroom. Closed the door. We haven't found them since.
Really?
Yeah. No. Usually people that come in, we put them on the wall if they stay too long. We're like,
Wow. Wow. And you have some big events coming up?
yes,
you
we
wanna
do.
tell us about that?
Every Sunday, this is our last one. It's Kill the Light. It's pitch black inside. The only thing you got is a glow stick and a little bit of hope.
Wow.
Light your way. Totally different show.
Wow.
The actors will see you, but you won't see them. Nope. And we have Dead of Night, November 1st and 2nd. Full contact, 18 and up. Be scared.
There you go.
Touching you.
And when you say,
Sign a waiver!
when you say full contact, how's that different from a typical show?
Well, we actually can't touch you during the regular haunt, but you have to sign a contract that says the actors can do whatever they want.
Wow.
And
Wow.
when I say whatever they want, I mean it.
So is he allowed to eat any of the customers? Or yeah.
I'm not sure if it's part of the waiver. It might be, but the problem is that people don't read the waiver. They just sign their life away, which we like.
People can't read
Wow.
We
it.
like it. We
They
like
can't
it.
read it.
Wow. Wow. And you also have coming up a very scary Xmas. Tell us about this.
Well, it's the first Christmas-themed haunt on Long Island, and we hope that you all enjoy it because
Santa.
Santa's pissed.
No Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Santa.
No Santa? What happened?
No Santa. They touched me.
Someone left him a sugar cookie instead of chocolate chips, so that's why we made the haunted house. He's really angry about it.
Awesome. Awesome. So who are your favorite horror characters? I mean, you have, of course, Freddy and Jason and Dracula and Frankenstein. Who are your favorite horror characters?
Is it conceited to say myself?
Yeah,
No. I love the further, all the characters from Insidious.
Okay.
The mother from Insidious, she's like, don't you dare! Haunts my dreams. It's actually my mother.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not only does she do horror, she does stand-up.
A little bit.
She's
But,
awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Wow, I broke it! That's a collectible.
That's a 66.
No! It's okay.
Hey, Steve.
Fired! Fired! Hey! High five!
Why don't you show those since we're on that?
Oh, well. These are from the 60s. Famous
like my
monsters of
brother.
Filmland.
Yeah. And who's that on the cover?
This is Gorgo.
Okay.
Come on, everyone knows that. Evan?
I'm
And,
too young. I don't know that.
Not the daddy, that's the mummy.
Ah,
And down there, well, I don't know
He's
who
got
that is.
jokes.
But that's the,
sorry, I broke the prompt.
And whenever somebody sees famous monsters, they immediately get like all warm and nostalgic. Why is that?
well, because they're warm to the touch.
That's
No,
right.
it's just, it brings back your childhood. Look, the pages are so faded, they're yellowed. But these are how I got into my monsters. Famous.
This is my birthday. I'm yellowed. Yeah.
Boris Karloff, man.
There you go.
What a dude.
I better put this down, Evan.
No, he's hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't even. He has no shame in eating the paper, my
That's
friend.
right.
No,
No
way.
shame.
No. La, la,
What's
la, 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 la.
Any other famous favorite horror characters?
I like
Come on,
Freddy Krueger.
Deliria.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
He's just badass.
Okay.
He's like me.
Yeah, buddy, you came ready.
Jason.
Jason.
I like the little guy from Cat's Eye. He's cute.
Down, boy, down.
Yeah.
Down.
He's the best zombie interview we've ever had on this show.
Hell yeah!
That's great. That's great. What about Pinhead from? No.
He gets right
He
to the
doesn't
point.
call me anymore.
Doesn't quit anymore. Oh, okay.
No. He's too busy.
He's too busy
Yo, I
stepping
got
on my
stuff to
spotlight.
do.
All right.
I like the zombies from The Evil Dead with the staple gun.
I have a very important question here. I need this answered. Do you like the slow zombies or the fast zombies?
Depends on how much cardio I've done the day before.
All right. All right.
Number one rule in Zombieland, cardio.
I like him slow so I can catch him.
They're already a zombie.
I know we play.
You can hold hands with them. Maybe.
So, walk us through the actual experience. Somebody walks through the door of the Chamber of Horrors. What's going to happen?
Well, there's a beautiful picture of myself, which I love. I wonder
Right.
why.
Right.
And then you're going to walk in. Well, I can't spoil too much. But you're going to walk into the first room, and immediately you're going to be greeted by one of my crazies.
Right.
And I would be very careful in which direction you're looking, because you're not going to know which direction it's going to come from. They all can see you, but you can't see them.
Okay.
And there's a couple of cool effects that we got going on. We got one of those tunnels that you can squeeze through. Won't tell you where.
No.
A little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
Don't take my toys.
Yeah.
How about you guys? What's
eat
your
tonight.
favorite room inside?
I love my maze.
Maze. Wow.
Hands in front. Everybody eats the fence. Love it.
Wow.
Everybody.
And if you drop
We tell
your
people
hands,
hands in front, and they're like,
there's gonna be a
and then they put
problem.
their hands down. Kaboom. Done.
Are there any age restrictions on a normal night, or any kids too young, or?
Well, it depends, because there are some 5-year-olds
We
that come
sell
up to me
those.
and they give me hugs. I think they have problems.
Really?
Honestly, I really do. And then there's 16-year-old girls who I have to walk through with a flashlight. It's just like, you never know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
some kids can handle it and some kids can't, but we recommend usually like 7 or older.
You ever any like elderly come in, and you're worried about like?
Yes.
I'm more scared of them than they are.
Oh, okay.
They have nothing left to be afraid
Nothing
of.
left. I'm walking towards the light. Here I am, Mom.
Oh, shucks, it's a strobe.
Would you rather eat grandma or the grandkid?
Grandkid, tender.
Tender. Tender.
People are
Okay.
taking photos of with me last night, and I see the flash, and I saw Jesus. I was like, thank God.
So what's the funniest thing that ever happened?
Like I said before, we had someone eat the wall, and we actually had
That's the
someone
funniest.
pee on the floor the other night.
Pee is always good.
Pee everywhere. And we said the person who wasn't the scariest that night had to clean it up.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was me. No, it wasn't.
Sounds like a lot.
Smells terrible, and they didn't even use the toilet.
Wow. So it really is scary.
Yeah, a little bit.
Really is scary.
Somebody's
Smells like
when
urine.
you know someone's walking out like this and they're squeezing their cheeks, they're like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
Bring
Yeah.
spare pants. We do sell Depends, actually.
Wow.
It costs more after the show.
Steve is going to be making his own horror film. He's going to.
I am.
He's going to direct and write the screenplay. And what would you advise somebody who's doing something like this? What would, as people involved in this industry, what would you advise them to do?
Rely on your people and let them be creative, because every single one of us created our own costume. And if you stick to like this timeline of like this idea, the less creative you are, the more mundane it's going to get. This took 7 years to make.
7 years.
7
Wow.
years.
Wow.
7 years of weird.
Wow.
Hate to use a cliche, but think outside the box.
Yeah, that's not cliche because people who are cliche don't think outside the box.
I think we have 4 more actors for the movie.
I would say so.
On the couch here.
I would say
Live
so.
from the couch.
Experienced.
They're breathing pretty heavy.
That's good advice. Thank you.
What do you get tired of seeing in horror films? Some of them are very cliched, and what do you get bored with when you see a horror film?
Doors slamming with nothing behind them.
What's that?
When the car won't
The
start.
car won't start. You've seen that a million times.
When they run upstairs.
Stop running upstairs.
Yeah, why not run out the door instead of upstairs? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to run into the basement because that's total salvation.
That's
Anyone with a
right.
hammer and a brain could get in there. It's like,
Remember all
new
this.
commercial.
Remember all this.
It's like
No
that
cars,
new commercial.
no basements.
I'm going to
no
run outside with no
upstairs.
shoes on. That's good too. Step on a nail.
Or that new commercial where they're like, oh, let's stand behind the chainsaws.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, hiding under the bed. Really?
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to find you anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to find you. Yeah, because I'm not going to look under the bed.
That's right. That's where they hang out.
I'm afraid of under the bed.
All right.
How come no one in horror movies watches horror movies? Don't they know these things?
Exactly. Exactly. Anyway, folks, we must wrap up the segment. The Chamber of Horrors, 1745 Express Drive North, Hauppauge, Long Island. Check it out. And give the website one more time.
www.chamberofhorrorsny.com.
There you go. And it's a great night for all. Not just Halloween over the next few months, including special Xmas shows. So check it out, folks. You'll enjoy Chamber of Horrors. Don't you dare miss it. And we will be right back with Nicole Bass after this brief timeout.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy it.
For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
truck! Stop the truck! Thank you.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, TMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
And we are back with Legends TV
Yeah.
and Nicole Bass. And Nicole, you recently lost 100 pounds. Tell us about that.
I didn't try to lose the weight. Just
You must
for
have
the
done
record.
something.
I don't know. Honestly, my brain is in the right spot. And that's the only way that I can kind of sum it up, I guess. And around August, I had been sick with pneumonia. Lost weight from that, but like 10 or 12 pounds.
So you were on the pneumonia diet. That's always good. Yeah.
Was that the phony excuse about not being here for your birthday as well?
But after that, it just seemed that my body I just got into this mode where it was like, I'm not going to eat the donuts. Like even you guys put out a nice spread. You really do. You know, and the smell was just like tickling my nose, like those garlic bagels. And I'm looking at the cream cheese going, maybe today. And then I was like, and maybe not, you know. Maybe just a bite. And it just...
Willpower.
Yeah, I think it's just willpower, being an athlete. I think that I suffered from depression from the passing of my husband. It'll be 2 years in April. So it's been a year and a half. So honestly, I think it's just being back in life. I really do. And
Isn't it amazing that sometimes, like you said, you mentioned your depression, you're at a place where you think, I'll never get out of this, I'll never get better. And here you are, 100 pounds lighter, full of life again. It's amazing how you can survive these emotional setbacks.
I didn't think I was going to survive it. This time, last year in August, and I didn't want anybody to know because I was so embarrassed about it, I had a nervous breakdown in August. I mean, I was found on my bed. No, I had it in July. I was found, a friend of mine, she's a detective, and she just didn't hear from me for 72 hours.
Wow.
And she's like, we got to get hold of Nicole. We got to get hold of Nicole. I was found on my bathroom floor, like with it, like yellow, jaundiced.
Wow, you're
just
lucky you're here.
Yeah, I am lucky. Someone upstairs must be watching. And July, and then August passes, and we're into October. I wouldn't leave my house in October. It took me up until March, which will be 2 years this March. I mean, I'm not measuring the days, but I'm just trying to keep some time to what has passed, because I really don't have a good sense of time. You know, people say, when did you do that? And I'll be like, last month, last week. I just don't have good sense of time.
And speaking of time, like Steve, you were married for a very long time.
I was married for 27 years.
Wow.
27 years. And I'm young. I mean, 50 is not, to me, like you see like these glamour magazines. No. You see these glamour magazines that are on the newsstands, and they talk about 20 and 30 and 40, and somehow 50 doesn't get into it. You know, and it's only as of recent, in the past couple of years, is that people are talking about the new 50. There is no new 50. Everybody's been 50 all along. So as far as time, when I look back, I was married for almost 30 years.
More than
What
half
was
your,
I,
more than half your
stupid?
life. Yeah.
You know, no, but honestly, you know, no kidding or joking around about it. I had a great marriage. I couldn't ask for a better man, and I know that, you know, he's around me. You know, I feel his spirit or his key or however. I don't know. I'll always be married to him, always.
So why don't we dedicate the show to Bob? He's a good
Thank
guy.
you.
Good
Thank
guy.
you.
I knew him very well.
Yeah, you guys used to talk a lot. I would never have been as close as I am to you now if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, he's a good man. Good
He was
man.
a very good man.
And
he is a very good man.
Your biggest fan. He was always Nicole, you know, accomplished this in bodybuilding. He was always, you know.
I was embarrassed to go to the supermarket with him.
Right.
Because pretend you're in the supermarket and you're shopping along. He'd be like, do you know who my wife is?
Yeah.
And the person would be like, no. And it'd be like, you gotta see who my wife is. And he'd whip out his wallet and he'd be like, this is her when she's 19 years old. And she's the largest woman bodybuilder in the world. Can you believe that she accomplished that? And I would just be like, he's at it again. He's doing it.
That's a great husband. That's a great
No,
great partner.
I couldn't ask for better kudos, someone that loved me more. And we were always together. As far as like a couple, if you didn't see me, you didn't see him. If you didn't see him, you didn't see me. And I'm trying to learn how to do what he did. I don't know how to walk up to somebody and go, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you realize that I am a legend in bodybuilding? I am a legend in my own mind. I mean, what do you say?
You know, people know you though, Nicole. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. I mean, people know Nicole
still blows
best.
my mind because it's. Ow! I just bit my tongue. It still blows my mind because the last time that I pro wrestled for WWE or F or whatever the fuck it is now, WWX, we're a new porn company. It still blows my mind that people remember me from 2000. This is 2014, and kids are still like, didn't you used to wrestle? And it's like, yes, I used to wrestle for, you know, X organization.
Well,
or
YouTube
whatever.
and everything is forever, and WWE now has their network, so they document everything. So you're always out there.
I still can't believe that people remember Nicole Bodybuilder. I haven't competed since the mid-'90s. You know, I'm the national champion. I competed in the Miss Olympia in 1997, and that was my last bodybuilding stunt. But yet I'll go to the gym and people will be like, oh my God, Nicole Bass is here. She's the NPC national champion. So it still blows my mind that people remember.
You know, there's a whole other crowd of people that know you from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
Say Nicole Bass, oh, Howard Stern, I love her on Howard Stern, because any segment you're on there is such a great one. You're such a great guest.
I had to, thank you very much. I had to go get a piece of jewelry appraised. And I had to go to an institute that's called GIA. And it's the Gemology Institute of America. So you gotta go through this body scanner and put your purse through a scanner. And the security guard just stops. And he's like, big fan, I'd know that voice anywhere. And it's like, you know, and I'm leaving the building, and, you know, parking is very expensive in Manhattan. And he's like, with the security that's on the side, is like, can you just wait for the security guard to come back? And it's like, yeah, okay. 10 minutes of parking is like $30 in Manhattan, you know? So I was like, it's crazy. You know, it just, I don't see myself as big. To me, I think that I'm a normal-sized person. And when I say normal-sized, to me, I feel like I'm 5'7", and I'm like, why are people staring at us? And it's like, it's the breasts, you know, and it's not because I'm loud, you know. Are we there yet? Evan had the misfortune of being stuck in a car with me for about 5 hours, and I had taken Zyrtec, and I'm hyper anyway, so once I get going, you know, I'm just, like right now I'm sweating again, because I just, once I start running, it's like one of those cars, vroom, 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 and I just would not shut up, and the whole car was just like, please, just let her fall asleep. And I did. I ran myself right out of energy, and I fell asleep, and you guys did not wake me up. How come?
Yeah, it was 5 hours and the car wasn't moving. That's the worst part.
Right. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun on the road, and we're going to do something a little different in the future. You want to do a one-woman show where not only do you do a little stand-up and storytelling, but also a Q&A and a meet and greet, and Roddy Piper and King Kong Bundy and Johnny Valiant and Mick Foley, of course, and even Jim Ross have done things like this.
You know,
and it's a great idea. You'd be perfect.
It is a great idea, but I took notes and left them at home, of course. Like I was like, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about, you know, I made like a little synopsis of what I could speak about, so it would be longer than a minute.
Right.
But usually I talk, and once I start going, I can't shut up. But I didn't bring my notes, so if you still want me to kind of wing it just for something. But
we'll do a brief little
Jim Ross, that was my first run-in with terrorizing someone really bad. I had been trying to get out of my WWF contract at the time, and Vince wouldn't let me out. So this is sad. I should never terrorize someone that has Bell's palsy. But Jim Ross never liked me. He's like a good old boy from the South. The other one liked me, Jerry Lawler. And Jim Ross, I don't know, just when he looked at me, there was just always disdain on his face.
Why do you think that is?
He just did not like me. He was just a good old boy from the South, you know, and I do not fit into a quiet woman, you know, that's going to do what
subservient.
You said. Yeah, I'm not subservient at all. And I remember Deborah and I had a bathing suit contest.
Deborah McMichael?
Yeah, Deborah McMichaels and I had a bathing suit competition. And Deborah was like don't film the back of my ass. And it's like, why not? You know? It's like, that's a no-brainer. Well, don't face camera right, you know? So, but Jerry had put his hand over my head as if I had won the bathing suit competition. And Jim Ross had just gotten Bell's palsy at the time, and I just, because I knew he didn't like me, and he had come out with his own tomato sauce, and I'm cross-eyed. I was a forceps baby. So as a forceps baby, this side of my face, like, it's a little bit of nerve damage, and I'm cross-eyed. Like, if I look at you, sometimes you're like, what the fuck is she looking at?
I wasn't exactly thinking that. I would never think that, but... So I do relate kind of to having problems of being terrorized as a kid, because I remember, this is even going back before, I talk too much, don't I? Not at all.
It's a talk show.
Yeah.
Perfect for the Stop talking, we're in trouble.
If it were silent movies, yes, but it's not.
But sometimes I forget what the hell it is I'm talking about, because I'm just like, it's like, all right.
White JR doesn't.
All right, JR didn't like me. He had Bell's palsy. And I was making fun of the fact that how does he remember the recipe to his tomato sauce because he had Bell's palsy? And I don't know, it just went off in a whole direction. I'm sure it got back to him that I was terrorizing him about having Bell's palsy. And yes, I was born a forceps baby, and I forgot what the hell it was that I was going to say. But I was going to say something.
Okay.
Nicole was going to make a great point.
I was going to make a really good point. Can you play back that tape?
That's right.
Just rewind. That's the great thing about tape. Just rewind, and we'll watch it again, and then I'll know what it was that I was... Oh, I remember.
You were trying to get out of WWE.
No, I wasn't even going to talk about that.
Okay.
They don't even deserve any more publicity. As a kid, I had really bad nerve problems because I had to learn to exercise my left side of my face. And I remember being teased so much as a kid that one of the kids had, you know, and it's constant. What's wrong with your eyes? And you're in the third grade, you can't go to another third grader. Well, I was a forceps baby. And it's like,
Right.
What's a forceps baby? So I came up with one of the one-liners of, it's broken. So the kids were like, it's broken? What the hell does that mean, it's broken? So I had the nickname, I went to school in Great Neck when I was in the third grade. Great Neck South, and I remember Mindy Reingold. Mindy, if you're out there, I still want to kick your ass.
Yeah, there you go.
I do. She was this little red-haired thing, and she gave me the nickname of Rockhead.
Wow.
Because that's hard
Wow.
on a third grader.
Cruel, yeah.
That is cruel, you know. So I've been teased my whole life. So, you know, as far as me making fun of Bell's palsy, it's not that I'm making fun of Bell's palsy. The person's really got to get me going.
Sure.
Me making fun of you, that's just fun.
That's just natural.
That just comes
You had to hear the car ride over here. Poor Evan was getting it from all sides.
She was calling me blockhead today.
Evan has a gym membership. Steve and I want to know, when is he going to start using it?
He goes 3 times a week, but it's always closed. He's got to go when it's open.
Yeah, but and it's Planet Fitness, and it's open 24 hours a day.
That's right.
So
That's right.
we just terrorized Evan to no end.
But we love you. We love you, Nicole. And
I
that's why
love
you're here on my birthday.
Honestly,
Seriously.
happy birthday to you.
Thank you so
and
much.
many more.
Thank you so much.
I still want to know why I was invited on Halloween.
You were invited for the birthday celebration.
I know, and I apologize to everybody out there who watched for my birthday show, and I didn't show, but I had a pneumonia during the summer, so Don't do the
Your
ammonia
birthday
time.
show is better without you anyway. I'm joking.
It was easier to talk about you.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, what we're going to do is take a very brief commercial break. When we come back, Nicole's going to do her debut TV, quote-unquote, stand-up storytelling set. So don't go anywhere.
I don't know if I'm going to be good at it.
Well, for nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
Brooklyn, baby, don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act 1 will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be...
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
And before we go to Nicole on stage, usually if you watch Legends TV, you know that we showcase the greatest young performers, indie musicians, indie greats, and we're very proud of that. Today, because it's a Halloween and birthday show, we didn't go with the musicians, but we have a film clip of a great young talent that I think you're going to appreciate, folks. Enjoy.
always impossible to follow a great singer like that. However, we are lucky to have the soft-spoken musings of Ms. Nicole Bass.
Yay! Do you clap for yourself? Is that like part of something that I should do? All right. Yay! Nicole Bass! Hi, I'm here. You know, coming here today, it was really hard. And the reason it's hard is I cannot make it down the block anywhere with people staring at me. I don't know why they're staring at me, but people will be like, "Are you Nicole Bass?" And I'll say, "Yes, I'm Nicole Bass." "No, you're not." "Yeah, I am." "Nuh-uh." And I'll be like, "Yes, I am." So it's like, what am I supposed to say? "Want to bet?" You know, I don't know what to say. I'm making my, I guess, comedic debut, and because Evan gave me such a great introduction, I don't know what to say. I actually wrote some stuff down, but I forgot it at home. Honestly, I'm really not prepared. I don't know what to, ask me some questions. Come on, Tommy, ask me a question.
Who did your piercing?
How'd you know I was pierced? Am I even? Am I even? Are they even?
The metal detector.
The metal detector. I have Tibetan piercings, and if I have on like a shirt that's white, people can see through it, and people will look at me, and they'll be staring at my boobs like, "Why do you have 4 nipples?" And it's like, "Why are you staring at my boobs?" I mean, I'll whip one out if you want me to. I'm on the Howard Stern show quite a bit. Howard's the man. Isn't Howard the man? Howard is always like, "Prove to us you're a woman. Show us your vagina." And I'm so sick of the vagina joke. But after my husband died, I had my pharmacist. He leans over really close to me, and he says, "So you are a woman?" This is the man who dispenses my drugs, okay? He gives me all my endometriotic, whatever the hell it's called when you go through menopause. Yes, I don't get my period anymore, which is a good thing for anybody who wants to date. I won't be bleeding all over you. But for those of you who won't see my vagina, people will be like, you know, back to the question, "So you really are a woman?" Yes, I really am a woman. And when I walk away, I always hear them say, "I wonder what she has." It's like, if you don't believe that I'm a woman, wouldn't it stand to reason that I would have a penis? But people aren't that bright these days. So I guess I have like the golden pussy. Golden. Isn't that wonderful? Like golden showers and golden pussy. I don't know, just it's the end of the rainbow. You know, like going through menopause and I don't get my period anymore. And I won't bleed on you. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, it's my comedic, what is it? Debut. Debit. Bank card, shopping, I don't know. But thank you everybody for listening. I